Yeah, it was weird for me when I got traded here because the year before it was the Monday Night Miracle,
Yeah.
and I had been drafted by Calgary, and then obviously, unfortunately, lost in Game 7 that year. But when I got called into the office by Terry Crisp and said, young man, we made a trade, and I looked at him, I said, just tell me it's somewhere good. And he goes, you're going to St. Louis, and I went, oh, well, that's America. I love that. and I kind of didn't have time to even think. And then Susie Matthew picked me up. And that was back in the days when the NHL was cheap. We were flying commercial, and she drops me off at the Howard Johnson there at 44 in Hampton. And I'm like,
You could see under the air conditioner into the parking lot.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know what I was in for, and but I showed up for practice the next day, and it was it was just warm, and it was because of guys like you and Brian and Greg Paslowski and Greg Millen. I mean, such a great group of guys, and I was still so young, and I was taught by you guys that, okay, this is how you do it. When I got here, I'd only played 52 games, and basically, and you guys know it, when you're a rookie, you're really not a part of the team, right? You just kind of sit in the back, and it's like, for me, when I was in Calgary, it was like, okay, you go in the morning and pregame skate, and it's like, you're in one day and you're out the next. And I remember my Uncle Dennis coming to watch, and we played the Rangers, and I got a hat trick, and it was a back-to-back at home, and the next day I wasn't in the lineup. and my uncle went down he saw Terry Crisp, and he goes, Terry, my nephew Brett, he just got a hat trick last night. Why isn't he playing tonight? And he goes, oh, we always think he plays better when he's pissed off. And it's like, and that's how dumb.
So stupid.
Isn't that
Some
dumb?
people, oh my God, it's unbelievable.
Well, that's the whole deal. Everybody had a different attitude, with the coaches. I mean, the coaches in those days is that kind of, they were like, it was their way or the highway. I mean, they didn't care how you played or what. It was just they had a goal, or they had a mindset that, oh, this is just the way it's going to be, and whether you like it or not, you can't change their mind.
Exactly, no matter how good you did.
No.
Right, and it'd be like Terry Crisp, the notes don't lie, and I go, well, if they're written down wrong, they do.
Yeah. Well, but the whole thing, Hully, and then when you came here, it was so obvious. I mean, of course, your name said it all. You're the son of Bobby Hull, but you still had to prove yourself. But it was so apparent to us when watching you the first time we watched you play with us, is that you could score. I mean, it was obvious that you were going to be a goal scorer. I mean, and how Calgary didn't recognize that.
I always wondered
you were scoring there.
Right, why did they ever even draft me? They had like 10 right wingers, from Perry Bearzan to Kerry Wilson to Hunter, Lube, Mullen. I'm like, why would you draft a right winger?
But you know what Emil Francis always said, you always draft the best possible player. That's what he always said. You know what, you can always make deals if you have too many of one thing, but you always try to get the best player that's available in the draft.
And Mr. Caron told me they had the next pick after Calgary, and they were going to take me then.
Yeah. See, that's the funny stuff when you see that stuff, and that's what's so wonderful about getting an opportunity like for you. Like I always, because Otzi and I have talked about, the trade there when Otzi came here for me. Greatest thing that ever happened to Otzi was that he got traded because he got out of Detroit when Steve Yzerman, they would have never ever saw how good he was.
coming.
That's right. They would have never realized how great a player he was. But he got out of there, and then he got a chance to play with you, and the two of you together made your names together right then, and then the rest is history. But you have to get that opportunity. Well, if you would have stayed in Calgary, who knows if you would have got that opportunity?
Absolutely.
You wouldn't have come here.